action. This week, we'll bring you all the much-anticipated excitement of the NBA playoffs, including Michael and the Bulls' defense of their title. We'll also see if the mailman can measure up, and if Grant Hill can help the Pistons escape the first round. We'll also take you to Rome for the Euroleague Final Four and bring you the top 10 plays of the week.
Serving up a facial. All right, here we go. Look out! Oh my goodness! Good man! Spit out! Oh, baby, what a play! Monkey!
Oh, you gotta love it!
With a vicious block.
And Hill with the explosion!
In your face, head. Look out! Look out!
That's up there. Oh, man!
Roman Tate.
Here it is!
There you go. Oh, you gotta love that.
We tip off our show by taking you into the action in the Eastern Conference as Chicago faces Washington in the playoffs. Washington has no easy task in round one as they have to go up against the NBA champions. But in game one, the Bullets came out strong, and the Bulls knew they were in for a battle.
Get to half court, and run the ball up the way you're supposed to.
Not surprisingly, the Bulls took control in the fourth quarter. As sharpshooter Steve Kerr sealed the victory with this three-pointer.
Big-time three!
In game two, a determined Michael Jordan came up with an unforgettable playoff performance. Jordan scored an amazing 55 points.
This will go down as one of the extraordinary playoff performances in the history of the NBA.
I got into that mode of that zone, if you want to call it, and I couldn't get out.
Now, we move on to the Atlanta Hawks-Detroit Pistons series. The Hawks to Kemp Mutombo stood tall in game one, scoring a career playoff high 26 points.
Beautiful play by Mutombo. That was a great play. The Kemp Mutombo with 26 points. All in all, a wonderful performance.
In game two of this series, it was Grant Hill's turn to elevate his game and come up with a superstar performance. Still, the Hawks managed to keep the game close. But in crunch time, Hill found the open man.
Dumars. Another huge basket.
The Pistons sent the game back to Detroit, tied at a game apiece. In game three, the Pistons came out shooting, scoring, and pumped up as they out-hustled the Hawks in the 8-point victory.
It's over, and the Pistons come up big in the biggest game of the season so far.
It was a great win. Great win. We knew they were going to make a run, and we kept our poise, and we finished off the game.
Now, we'll take a look at the Battle of Florida between the Heat and the Magic. Alonzo Mourning and his teammates wanted to send an early message to Orlando, and they did. From start to finish, game one was a dominating performance by the hometown Miami Heat.
This is team basketball at its best. Spectacular start to the 1997 NBA playoffs for Pat Riley's Heat.
Game two was more of the same for Miami, as once again Orlando searched for answers.
Magic are a rattled team.
In game three, the answer was Penny Hardaway, who scored a career playoff high 42 points.
And the Orlando Magic live to play another day.
I think we deserved everything that was said about us in those first two games because we really didn't show up. And, it made us come into tonight's game, with a lot of pride. And we played hard and won the game.
We wrap up the Eastern Conference with the New York Knicks taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Patrick Ewing's quest for an NBA championship began at home against former teammate Anthony Mason and the Hornets. And early on, New York came out scoring as Allen Houston had the shooter's touch.
I must say, Allen Houston is hitting big shots tonight.
Former Hornet Larry Johnson was also hot as the Knicks cruised to victory.
Leading Starks sets it up for Johnson.
In Game 2, Charlotte's Glenn Rice scored 39 points, but it wasn't enough, as Ewing's strong play won it for New York.
5 on the 24. Ewing realizing, forces, and hits.
Game 3 was at the Hive in Charlotte, and the Hornets came out playing with fierce intensity. But once again, Larry Johnson came up big as he sent his former team home for the summer.
Johnson for a 3. Big shot, Larry Johnson.
Now here's an overall look at the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference. The Bulls need one more win to move on to the second round. They'll face the winner of the Pistons-Hawks series. Detroit has a 2-1 lead. The Knicks have already advanced to the next round. They'll match up against the Heat or the Magic. Miami leads the 5-game series 2-1. Coming up next, we'll take you back into the action for a look at the Western Conference.
I know I'm good at football. First day I stepped on the field, I dominate the game. What do I need in the shoe? Very important in this life. Stopping, starting, turning, in and out of the breaks. Catch the football, go up, be aggressive, take the ball out the air. Like I say, if it's up in the air, you know it's meant for me.
$0.10 may not look like much to you, but sign up for Sprint Sense Long Distance now, and you'll be amazed at what this little dime can do.
Every time I get another dime, I think about calling my agent for just 10 cents a minute. So what if he puts me on hold?
Barb, your agent's on the phone.
Coming. Yes.
Funny, ever since I got Sprint's dime a minute rate, I can call anywhere in the country and know exactly what I'm paying every month. Nothing surprises me. Hi.
Suddenly, it all makes sense. I work all day, so with 10 cents a minute nights and weekends, I can give myself the green light to talk.
Call now and you'll get an extra bonus. 200 minutes free.
Of course, I could pay more nights and weekends, but that wouldn't make sense.
To me, the biggest bonus is I get 10% cash back. That's cool.
With Sprint Sense, it all makes sense. See for yourself. Call now, 1-800-896-1010.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we like to keep people moving, from pay at the pump to fast express stores. P.S. We sent your letter to our engineering group. BP, we keep you moving.
It's time for the Spalding Ball Handling Performance of the Week, featuring Knicks guard Allen Houston.
Here is Allen Houston with a lay-in. The basket counts and a foul. And Allen Houston having a monster first half. Houston with 18 points, including 4 from downtown, continues his outstanding play.
Now we take you back into the action with the Western Conference playoffs, beginning with the Utah Jazz and Los Angeles Clippers. It was a banner season for the Utah Jazz. And in Game 1 of the playoffs against the Los Angeles Clippers, they stuck to the basics. Stockton to Malone. To the hoop. Stockton to Malone. Stockton had 17 assists in the Utah win. Stockton picking them apart. In Game 2, the mailman delivered a message to Clippers coach Bill Fitch and then sent LA to their second straight defeat, scoring 39 points.
Karl Malone has been a savior.
And we did what we need to do right now to take care of home court. Then we got to go on those guys forward. They're going to come out ready to play. We just need to keep our composure and our poise and do the things we're capable of doing, and we'll be just fine.
And this time it was Jeff Hornacek leading the way. He scored 28 points in Game 3 as the Jazz completed the first playoff sweep in their history.
Luckily tonight we saw a little glimpse of how we're supposed to play, and we still have to get a lot better for the next round.
Now a look at the series between the Portland Trail Blazers and LA Lakers. It was Shaquille O'Neal's first playoff game as a Laker, and he came up with an inspired performance. Shaq was simply unstoppable.
Wow, baby!
Shaq had a career playoff high 46 points in the victory.
Oh, it's showtime.
And dealing with home court advantage
it's critical that we get these 2 home games. And we came in here today and we got one.
The Lakers' strategy for Game 2 featured a bigger role for Shaq's supporting cast, and it was Eddie Jones who got them off to a flying start.
Oh, what a pass and what a throwdown by Eddie Jones.
The Blazers battled back, and Kenny Anderson gave them a 2-point halftime lead. But in the second half, Shaq led LA to another home victory.
Shaq with a power move down the lane.
We got to go there in that building. It's going to be a tough place to play. And we want to try to get this first game. Just get it over with.
Now, let's take a look at the Seattle Sonics Phoenix Suns series. The Sonics are aiming for a return trip to the NBA Finals. And as Game 1 began, Shawn Kemp was just too much for the Suns.
Williams and throws it down.
But Phoenix came back behind the hot shooting of Rex Chapman, who scored 42 points and set an NBA playoff record for 3-pointers.
Did he get the record? He got the record! 9 3-point shots for the boy king from Kentucky.
In Game 2, the Sonics were determined to make a statement, and they did. Seattle started the game with a 31-6 run and never looked back, led by Shawn Kemp.
The Rain Man is on! If we keep giving him the ball and he keep running and getting easy baskets, it's going to be a lot easier for ourselves. If we can keep him into that flow, I think we're going to be fine.
But as the series shifted to their home court, the Suns guards took over. Kevin Johnson had 22 points and Wesley Person 29 as Phoenix captured Game 3.
Wesley Person.
Now we move on to the Houston Rockets Minnesota Timberwolves series. The veteran Rockets face a tough test in the young Minnesota Timberwolves, who are making their first playoff appearance. But in Game 1, Minnesota was overmatched by an experienced Houston team as they lost by 17 points.
Kelly for 3. Another triple.
We got a lot of weapons, and if they try to key on some, we're going to go someplace else. And that's the beauty of being on a good team.
In Game 2, the T-Wolves were out to show they belonged in the postseason, led by rookie sensation Stephon Marbury.
Oh, what a move by Stephon Marbury.
But the Rockets' superstar trio of Clyde Drexler, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, and Charles Barkley would prevail, as Houston went on an 18-5 run late in the game to seal the victory.
Barkley got the bucket and the foul.
Game 3 was in Minnesota, and the pumped-up Timberwolves were leading in the fourth quarter, as Dean Garrett had 26 points and 15 rebounds. But Charles Barkley's jumper with a minute left would sweep the series for the Rockets. Now here's an overall look at the Western Conference playoff picture. The Jazz have moved on to the second round and will face the winner of the Lakers-Blazers series, which Los Angeles leads 2-0. The Rockets have also advanced. They'll meet either the Suns or the Sonics. Phoenix leads that series 2-1. Coming up next, we'll log on to NBA.com and find out about some major award winners. Plus, we'll make our first unforgettable playoff trip into the highlight zone.
Oh, wow. Any trade goes. That's a big lot in Brook Park. Get $3,000 more for your trade than it's actually worth. $1,000 is $4,000. $4,000 is $7,000. Even your $7,000 trade is now worth $10,000. Economy cars, sports cars, luxury cars, trucks, vans, even sport utilities. All with no money down. Or make no payments up till next year. Get up to $3,000 more for your trade than it's worth at the Bob Morris Big Lot in Brook Park.
Your local Dodge dealers want to send you to the Mystery City to see a National Hockey League playoff game. One winner will receive a trip for 2 to a playoff city, including round-trip airfare and first-class hotel accommodations. To enter, fill out an entry form at your participating Dodge dealer or write down your name, address, and telephone number and send it to Dodge NHL Hockey Getaway Weekend, 6500 Rockside Road, Suite 350, Independence, Ohio, 44131. All entries must be received by May 4th, so stop by your local Dodge dealer today.
Chris Draper.
Hey, mister. You dropped this?
Maybe the last thing you would do for somebody.
Have a good day, sir.
Should be the first. A message from the Credit Union Foundation and your hometown credit union.
Welcome back to NBA action. Now, the first of our weekly flashbacks to the greatest moments in playoff history. We begin with Dikembe Mutombo and the 1994 Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets have beaten the team with the best record in the NBA, the Seattle Supersonics.
Nobody would go to the playoff without dreaming about winning a series.
In this dramatic first-round matchup, the Denver Nuggets pulled off an incredible upset, becoming the only 8-seeded team in NBA history to knock a number 1 seed out of the playoffs.
Mutombo embraces the ball.
Being underdog, I think it was a big accomplishment.
One of the great upsets in NBA playoff history.
It was just a great moment, and I was just so happy as I could be.
Now it's time to log on to NBA.com for some news about some NBA award winners. Atlanta's Dikembe Mutombo won the Defensive Player of the Year award for the 2nd time in his career. And along the way, the Hawks center has developed a special message for his opponents.
The finger waving is like something I've just been using. Let them know that when you come in Mutombo house, you have to respect the rule. You're not just going to walk in and walk out like there was nobody there standing in your way.
The house of Mutombo is not even open for MJ.
John Starks was super all season long, coming off the bench for the Knicks. And fittingly, he was named 6th Man of the Year as he gave the Knicks a spark when they needed him most.
Starks, he'll have to fire it. He does. Got it off the zone.
It's a great honor, I think, to win the 6th Man award. I looked at it as a way to improve this team. What was best for this team is for me to come off the bench this year and provide that spark.
Was trying to draw the foul. Starks able to pick it up and hit. A 3 for John Starks.
Now a look at some coaching news from around the NBA.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
2-time NBA champion Rudy Tomjanovich was named head coach of the next Dream Team that will participate in the 1998 World Championships in Greece.
To me, it's a special privilege to be able to represent our country in the World Championship games in Greece.
After failing to make the playoffs for 2 straight seasons, the Golden State Warriors asked their head coach Rick Adelman to step down. Also, former Bucks head coach Mike Dunleavy's now resigned his position as the team's general manager after 2 seasons. Now time for the weekly WNBA update. The women who hope to play in the WNBA gathered together for the league's inaugural pre-draft camp. For these players, the new league is an opportunity to fulfill the dream of a lifetime.
I've been dreaming a lot, and now the time has finally come for me to have a chance. And it will mean so much if I can make a team, so much. You have no idea.
With all the evaluations in, the first WNBA draft took place.
The Houston Comets select Tina Thompson from the University of Southern California.
Tina Thompson was the first pick, followed by fellow USC alumnus Pam McGee. In all, 32 players were taken during the 4-round draft. Now it's time for our viewer email. This week's question comes to us from Tomas Hansen of Rognan, Norway, who asks, who are the tallest and shortest players ever to win the slam dunk contest? The tallest player is 6'10" Larry Nance, who won the first NBA slam dunk contest in 1984.
A double dunk.
The shortest player to win the title is 5'7" Spud Webb, who in 1986 dazzled the crowd with his incredible leaping ability. Now, we travel to another basketball dimension and check out some of the week's best plays in the Highlight Zone. We enter the zone with another look at 3 playoff performers who were in a shooting zone.
Out to Chapman from the corner. He hit the 3. Rex Chapman is on fire.
Ah, but Rex wasn't the only one with a hot hand. There was also Shaq's 46.
Shaq slam dunk.
LA's big man was just too much to handle.
Shaq's got it against Sabonis. Turn at the base, 16-footer. That's a nice shot.
And of course, no one will ever forget Michael Jordan's 55-point game.
Jordan again taking it from the basket. Michael Jordan has taken over.
Next in the zone, we take a look at the lighter side of the playoffs.
Are you kidding me?
In Chicago, everyone's flipping over the Bulls, while things in New York were getting out of hand.
Oh, a mix-up between Starks and Oakley, and they lost it.
Yes, the Knicks-Hornets series was intense. but former teammates still found time to smile. While in playoff-crazy Houston, Sir Charles wasn't exactly in the action.
Sir Charles, that is fine.
Yes, indeed, the 97 playoffs have been looking good so far. Finally, we leave the highlight zone with some amazing play.
Blaylock, yes! Russell thinking right, driving left, running on, good to do, banking up and in, Kennedy's foul.
Now, if you like defense, then the playoffs are the place to be.
Hunter, rejected by Mutombo. Oh my! What a block by Hornet!
And of course, everyone likes to jam at the postseason party.
Kemp finds Payton left side, hard thing. No, Kemp is there! The two-handed tip jam.
Down to Drexler, good pass. Willis with a slam.
We out of here!
Coming up next in the global game, we'll take you to Rome for the Euroleague Final Four.
Free for small business owners.
Now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
Welcome back to NBA action. Now, we take a look at the battle for another basketball title in the global game. While NBA players have begun their push through the postseason, another set of playoffs recently came to an end. Rome, Italy was the site for the Euroleague Final Four between club teams from Spain, Slovenia, France, and Greece.
For me to play for a Final Four in Europe is just like, NBA Final for me. It's just a great feeling that your team has worked so hard for the whole season, and now this is the big payoff to see how far you go.
The first semifinal game of the tournament was between Olympiacos of Greece and Olympia of Slovenia. And behind former LA Laker David Rivers, Olympiacos claimed a 9-point win. The second semifinal game pitted Barcelona, Spain against the French club champion, Villeurbanne. Barcelona used a balanced attack to win by a final of 77-70. Leaving the disappointed French fans stunned as their chance at the coveted title slipped away.
It's obviously a very, very big event. You can see a lot of excitement, particularly when you get to the arena. I mean, the excitement there is really at a very, very high level.
And before the championship game, no one was more excited than the Greek fans who arrived in full force.
Our team takes 3/4 of the stadium. Barcelona's not even 1/4. So you can come and see for yourself, but there's no better fans than Olympiacos fans.
Behind the support of their fans, Olympiacos met Barcelona in the title game. A game that matched Barcelona's point guard Sasa Djordjevic against David Rivers. Rivers, who scored 28 points in his previous game, stayed hot for Olympiacos. But as the game wore on, Spain's club champion team kept the score close.
Everything is okay. A little bit patient.
In the end, though, Rivers led his team to a 7-point win while scoring 26 points and earning tournament MVP honors. And Olympiacos, which has been to the European Final Four 3 of the past 4 years, won its first championship.
I know I'm good at football. First day I stepped on the field, I dominate the game. What do I need in the shoe? Very important. It's like stopping and starting, turning, in and out of the breaks. Catch the football, go up, be aggressive, take the ball out the air. Like I say, if it's up in the air, you know it's meant for me.
In the law of the jungle, it's survival of the deadliest. These are the weapons that changed history, and this is their story. Brute Force is the ultimate video history of weapons in war, in a collection only from Time Life Video. Join host George C. Scott and watch man's never-ending search for the ultimate weapon. See the latest smart weapons tested on the battlefield, and look back at the breakthroughs and disasters along the way. Go airborne with your first video, Fighters, for just $9.99, and see the complete history of airplanes at war. Call now, and we'll also send you aircraft carriers absolutely free. That's 2 videos for the price of 1. Future videos each trace the complete evolution of a single weapon system. See how it feels to have the ultimate weapon on your side. Call now and order.
To order your Brute Force and get your free aircraft carriers for only $9.99, call 1-800-352-2121, 1-800-352-2121, or send $9.99 plus $3.49 shipping to this address.
Welcome back to NBA action.
10, 9,
Now it's time for the top 10 plays of the week in our courtside countdown. At number 10, it's the Charlotte Hornets' Glenn Rice.
Allen Houston with a beautiful ball that is swatted to the crowd. Glenn Rice.
At number 9, it's Detroit's Grant Hill.
Oh, my goodness. He made it look so easy. Getting to the basket, that was not easy.
The Hornets are back at number 8 with Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy with a beautiful spin to set it up for Devon's. Muggsy Bogues spinning his way to lose Chris Giles.
At number 7, the Timberwolves' Dean Garrett.
It's Marbury. And the rebound and putback by Garrett.
Number 6, Charlotte's Anthony Mason.
Here's Anthony Mason. He dumps on Patrick Ewing. Oh, my goodness, a facial.
It's a man's game tonight.
At number 5, it's the Bullets' Tracy Murray.
Murray with another circus shot to draw for foul. Tracy Murray.
At number 4, it's Shaquille O'Neal with Nick Van Exel.
Lob under the Shaq. Slam dunk with the right hand. Oh, he caught it in that big mitt, and he slammed it for his 46th point.
Number 3, the Miami Heat's Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway, 2-on-1. Tim Hardaway, and 1. Morning starts the fast break, 2-on-1. Just an amazing left-handed shot at the other end by Hardaway.
At number 2, it's who else? Michael Jordan.
Michael is really feeling it, stumbling, looking like he's losing his balance. Take a look one more time as Michael Jordan can do no wrong.
And the number 1 play of the week belongs to the Sonics' Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp.
Payton saves it to Kemp across midcourt, angles it left to right. It is done. What an absolutely incredible play. Chills down the spine, Goose Pickle basketball.
Ah, yes, there's nothing like the NBA playoffs. That's it for today's show. Remember, you can send us your questions at the league's official website, NBA.com. I'm Jim Fagan for NBA Action. See you next week.